welcome to Lipnox SQ, a show focusing on the games, applications, and tech demos released on SideQuest. On today's show, I'm focusing on hand tracking. But before I get into the show, I want to thank everyone at SideQuest for the amazing new update. Thank you guys so much, it's absolutely magnificent. Now, on to the show.
I honestly can't believe how well the typing in this works. I was moving very quickly and it was still keeping up with me despite in the same setup having huge issues moving quickly with other hand tracking applications. I pointed, I punched, maybe I missed sometimes, maybe it wasn't 100%, but as cool as typing games are, and I think this one could be really cool, this is a fantastic showcase of getting a working keyboard running entirely with hand tracking. I bet I can type way faster with this than with the pointer like in the Oculus Quest's own browser interface. I think Demonio 3, sorry if I said that wrong, has done a fantastic job making a working VR keyboard, and everyone else making games and applications on SideQuest should take a look at this application. The game itself is just type in the words as they come, and I think it cycles like 20 words, then repeats. The music was also beautiful, and the environment style looked cool with the words in the background. As a game itself, there isn't much here to really play anything, since there are so few words till it repeats, so on that front, maybe don't recommend it as a game, but as a keyboard VR prototype, I am very impressed, and this is an excellent showcase of hand tracking.
This game is a quick clicker type experience, and the developer Hanley has no plans to update it further. The type of game really isn't for me, and the way it's laid out doesn't work well for the tracking as you lose tracking when you look to the town and your score. Plus, it doesn't seem to always work when I hit the switch thing. The video on SideQuest shows picking up the characters and pushing them, but in my experience they didn't respond to me whatsoever. I respect the developer for his attempt, but it only serves as a showcase of how not to do hand tracking, and this type of app is to be done in the future. Clicking should have been in the center of the screen and not on the side.
This is a fantastic showcase of hand tracking. Grabbing the gross gooey thing, poking the lava, messing with the bubbles, and more. It's kind of one of those does the video look good situations. I occasionally had issues with the menu, so I think it would have worked better if it had been plastered as a floating window I could move around instead of requiring a hand gesture to come up. Regardless though, the cubes which the video does not do justice to at all is unreal. You know that scene in The Matrix where he's flicking the bullets out of the air? Yeah, well, that's what cubes have me feeling like, and that alone makes this a must-have app. Now, like I mentioned before, and as you can probably tell above, this is a fun way to use hand tracking, and again, focuses you forward where your camera can clearly see your hands. Clearly a developer who understands the best way to implement the technology. Surfaces as a whole in its 2 experiment, not sure Pirancher's plans going forward with these Quest applications, but both this and MRTK are amazing. If you haven't seen his work on SideQuest, you really should take a look. Well, given the latest Oculus news, this may be the ultimate go-to app. If something pisses you off, just screenshot it and throw the file into your Quest, or screenshot it on your Quest itself, and the application seems to be able to find any photo files installed on the system. The hand tracking works great. You load the image in, it comes up in front of you, and whatever you're upset about, you flip at the bird. Which of course sets off the explosions, giving you some major satisfaction. Mike likely just made this game for fun laugh, but given the current events, we all need to just give something the finger, and as a quick laugh to release some stress with some improvements, maybe you can do some double middle fingers and get even bigger explosions, or maybe you can point your middle fingers like guns, or something and fire bullets out of them. Regardless, I had a laugh, the hand tracking works great, and this is a fun application that you should check out.
When I think of hangout spots, I immediately think of Rec Room. And who makes the best Rec Room stages? Well, for my money, it's Creeper Betty and Just Incredible. So I've played their levels, but how does VR Club compare to them?
This is VR Club, one of my absolute favorite hangout spots. And it's amazing because you can dance, you can listen to music, there's all these vinyl records you can pick up. But the thing that I absolutely loved, and I mean I loved this anyway, but the app really sold me on the hand tracking, because you got your whole body. The way the teleporting works is you actually like do your hands in like a triangle shape and then lift your thumb upwards and you'll see a little circle filling up, and when you see the circle filling up it means it's gonna work. It'll be like a white circle on the side. There's the mini game there, there's all these little visualization things you can attach with your hand. The sky looks awesome. It used to be a darker sky, but since the new update they have added a little bit lighter so there's more depth to the sky. You can see here that I just did a multiplayer meetup thing with some of these guys.
Hey, this is our friend.
You can see some of the physics in this are really, really cool. Some of the effects when you're waving your hands around with some of the visualizations, absolutely insane. I love that the music videos play, and he's going to be adding in sort of YouTube support and stuff. Now, he did a little solid for me because I wanted to test a couple things, and I figured, you know, what's better than the ultimate angel crypt? That's what I want to rock out to. And then I spliced in some gameplay. We got the swordsman, we got Darth Vader, and you can see here you can fully customize your character. There's a whole bunch of outfits. There's a male and female, pants, shorts. I believe the guy that I've been talking to on SideQuest, it's his brother that got the hand tracking working. You can poke things, play with things in the house there. You can change the channels. There's only 3 channels, 2 Rick and Morty, and then a visualize your music thing. I was really surprised you can push the shower curtain, you can press the button, you can actually have the water come down and shower. But this application just blows my mind how well it uses everything to do with the hand tracking, and I couldn't recommend it higher. Now, there's definitely bugs and glitches in this application, but it's nothing that's going to break the experience, and I really think you guys got to check it out and give the developers some suggestions on how they can improve it for what you think they should make the application. So this device is the IR illuminator. Now these are 4 security cameras. They, I guess they're for the night vision aspect on the security cameras. So when you're shopping on Amazon, most of them don't actually have the AC plug required to plug them in. So that might be something that you got to search out. The one that I bought is quite small, and it's good for, you know, at 90 degrees in front of you, play space when I'm working with it. Now, someone online actually recommended you put it above you and hang it from the ceiling and aim it downwards, and that's how you get the best use out of this. Now, the cord I have is not long enough, and you know, I haven't had a chance to set that up properly yet, but this is how I do the hand tracking. Before I had this, I couldn't properly do hand tracking, but I point this thing in front of me, and it works. It makes you can double tap when you're in the dark, and you can actually play your quest in the dark fine. Now the hand tracking, not so fine in the dark. You really want to maximize your lighting situation. And the other thing with this IR illuminator is you have to be very careful. If it is pointed towards a light, it seems to shut off. So you have to look to make sure those red things are there. There's a few times that I was like, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? And I realized that's what was happening. I was thinking it was a faulty product, but it's not. End of the day, I think that if you really want to maximize something like this, the bigger the better, and the more the better. So I mean, I'm sure in the ideal situation you could really just deck your whole place out with these things, and it wouldn't make your room crazy bright because it would be all these infrared lights that you don't actually see. And I think that it is absolutely essential for the tiny cost that these things cost that everyone has one. Even if you're not doing hand tracking, things like Onward, things like other games, you don't have to worry about the tracking anymore. It works so well, and I paid $20, I think, and it was just nothing. Definitely get it. Serene is not a game, it's a relaxation application. In the same style as games like Nature Trek, which I have played on the Quest, and Perfect, which I played on the PSVR, Serene is not as complex as those titles, but the environment you are in looks beautiful, and even in its current state I was really enjoying my time spent with it. I do wish there was a way to remove the tall grass or tweak it somewhat, as I found when lying on the floor staring into the sky that it obscured my vision. And the apple just kind of falls out of your hands, and I wanted the deer to take it from me, but it still needs spawning birds, so it's nice, as well as the night mode. This type of application is great for hand tracking because, I'll be honest, if I'm just sitting relaxing, I don't want to hold a controller, or put my hand controllers on the floor and risk stepping on them or damaging them. I can just sit on the floor, relax, pet the deer, stare into the sky. One of my friends, Jay, made it very clear to me how these types of applications are to be enjoyed, and I can't thank him enough because things like Nature Trek and Perfect, when used in the right way, can be extremely relaxing and an amazing escape for VR. I really hope that developer Bershin continues working on this and builds into a paid application, as I would definitely be a customer for that product.
Oh boy, yeah, well, B-Cycle is a hand tracking application that was intended to be a showcase of the creator Todd's backyard at Mason Bees. Unfortunately, the YouTube video left on SideQuest talking about Mason Bees was far more interesting than the application, which has an environment that has been poorly converted into a 3D shape around you, and the ability to plant little flowers for the bees to go back and forth to. As a hand tracking application, the simplicity makes sense, but there's no game. It's too ugly to be something I would lay on my back to enjoy the sights for, and given Todd's passion for mason bees, it's a little upsetting there was no educational information included in the game itself. It's a start, but looking at the update history, it looks like it's not going to be updated anytime soon, and it's a shame as the concept works, just the execution is lacking depth and seriously lacking visual polish.
This experience is an amazing showcase of how an application with education as a focus can utilize hand tracking without negatively impacting the experience. Before I get into what the game is, I have to seriously commend Ara for how amazing the teleporting works, as well as the clapping to bring up the menu. It's so good when I tried to play with the controller, I legitimately was missing the hand controls immediately. Petting the dinosaurs was really fun, and this would be a great experience for dino enthusiasts to learn more about dinosaurs. Dino Encounters itself has a great narration, simple but easy to use menus, and the scale of the dinos up close really gave me a wow feeling at times, and the levels are filled with extra details to flesh them out and make them feel like real dinosaur habitats. This game's been released on Rift for purchase with many improvements, so it may be something worth taking a look at on that platform. I have not tried that one, but the improved walking and updated models are planned to be added to the Quest version as well. I can't wait to see how they look when that happens, but right now, I think it's a great app, and I think you should definitely check it out. And if you are really into it, you might want to check out the Rift version as well.
Thanks for watching this episode of Lipnox SQ. I'm going to continue looking at hand tracking applications next week. I had so many, I couldn't fit them all into this week. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I really appreciate you guys. Thank you, everyone.